Hello! In the previous part I started dressing the water slash. In this video I'm continuing that process, focusing on the inner slash, the core of the effect. I'll be building a custom shader and material for it, moving the textures through custom vertex streams, and using vertex color as masks, the same ones I added earlier during the mesh stage. I will also color the slash using two different masks, packed into a single texture to control multiple layers at once. And towards the end of the video, I'll spend quite a bit of time adjusting the positioning, both of this element and the surrounding ones. There is no shortcut here. This is simply part of the process. I hope you will enjoy. Today, I want to continue creation of water slash. Here's what we have now, and this time I want to work on the inner part of the slash, precisely this one. So I will dive inside my prefab, and first thing I want to do, I want to disable flash and sparks so they won't disturb me, and now I can better see the inner slash mesh. What I want to do here, I want to make a really bright core. I want it to be two-colored. First color will be the background color, it will be sharp probably, and I want the inner part to be really glowy, and for this I will use a special technique I use every time. I will start by isolating an inner mesh particle system, and I will start from creating a new shader. Shader graph Europe unlit. I will name it shader water slash inner. I have an outer water slash, and the name of the folder is water slash, so I will duplicate it to stay consistent. Paste it here. Allow material override, transparent, round, no shadows. Apply. And I will create a material right away. Put it in the materials folder and assign it to the mesh. Oh, we have a big mesh here. Okay. So I want to start from gradient. We have gradient here. Parameters that I will need is main texture, main color, main tiling, vector 2 for main offset, float for main intensity, float for main opacity, main power, and also I want to add a highlight color. So what I need here is texture sample texture 2D, main texture, multiply with main color, multiply with main intensity. This goes into base color, and also I want to set default values for the parameters. 1 for tiling, 0 for offset, 1 for intensity, 1 for opacity, 1 for power, and white color default. Here everything is starting as a base shader. And I want to add tiling and offset. We have a base shader now. That's fine. Let's check. I can see that the model has a black outline right now. This is because in the video, when I created a mesh, I added vertex color to the model in the Blender stage. So we can use this masking by vertex color, not by texture, from the vertex color from the mesh. I want to add a gradient, and this gradient facing not the way I want it faces. I want this element to be the brightest part with outline, and I want to move this texture customly with custom data. For now we not use the custom data, so I will disable it. And I want to move my texture along mesh using custom data. It won't be speed, it will be a parameter that is changing during the lifetime of the particle. And I want another kind of gradient. I will dive in Substance Designer to achieve the gradient I want. And to understand what kind of gradient I need, I will create a gradient linear 2, save it. This will be the horizontal gradient. And now if I offset in my texture, it doesn't work, and it doesn't work because its wrap mode is repeat, and I want it to be clamp, so I can offset my texture. But it won't be working for now as well, because these values are on the edge of the texture, and in order it to work, I can transform a little bit and make it tiling absolute no tiling. And now if I transform my texture, it will be transforming because we have 0 values on the edges. This is crucial. Next part I want to do with my texture, I want it to be the brightest in the beginning and to fade out in the end. To achieve this, I can download my horizontal gradient to other gradient. I can try this way. And this is not the right orientation, so I will rotate it 270 degrees. What I can see now, this is what I want. This moves from the start to the end with this offset parameter, and this is bright in the beginning and fading away in the end. I don't like this harsh edge, and I want this to stay brighter for longer. So first thing I want to do, I want to add levels here, and I want to make it brighter like this. And another thing I want to do, I want to add another gradient to mask the hard edge. And to mask the hard edge, I need levels very soft on the beginning. Something like this. I will multiply these two gradients and multiply it with the horizontal one. Also, I can add a slight blur here to mask this hard edge. Now it looks the way I want. It's starting soft, and when it ends also soft. With power and multiplier, I can control the hardness of my edges. Also, I can add a color here. Now I want to hide these black vertex colors, and this will be my opacity mask. To hide this vertex color, I want to multiply my opacity not only with alpha, but also with red channel of vertex color node. And this will take the color which I colored in Blender previously in that video. Because it's black, it means that the value of this color is 0, 0, 0. And when I multiply my opacity with something that is 0, it will automatically hide it. Let's check. Now it's starting not from black, but from transparent. And this is cool. Next step, I want to make this texture move from my custom parameter control rather than from my material parameter. And to achieve this, I want to replace this main offset with UV custom data. I take UV node, split it, and here we have a vector for UVs, but as we know already, the UV are using only two vectors, x and y, but it has four values that it stores, and B and alpha or Z and W are using to run data through custom vertex streams. So I can make a vector 2 with combine node. I will put it B to air and alpha to green, and I will put this vector 2 into offset. To make this work, I need to add custom data, enable it here. When x equals 0, it will be in the central position, and I want it to make moving from the start to the end, somewhere around here. So I will go from minus 0.75 to 0.4 probably. I will make a curve. For now, let's stick to the linear curve. And now when I hit restart, I can see that my slash is rotating and that my texture is moving from the beginning to the end. And if I play everything together, I can see that now my inner slash is a little bit offsetted, and to fix it I want to make it bigger. I will play it with animation. What I can see now is that the animation of the inner slash is delayed after the slash. I can just rotate the slash mesh itself. And now it goes too deep. I can decrease the rotation here. And change this curve to be like this. Now I have my leading element, this inner slash, and an additional element, outer slash, and I want my inner slash to be rendered first, so the orderance layer will be 0, and I want the outer slash to be rendered second. Let's apply the changes to the prefab. I can't see the mesh in the second prefab because the particle system is rotated. So probably, in order to make this work, I want to make the material two-sided. And it will be visible from all point of views. And also, I want the size of my inner slash get bigger during the time, so in the end it will be more aligned with the whole system. And to make it, I can use size over lifetime curve, and I need a really gentle curve. Zero 0.5, 0.9, and I can try to make it even bigger. Zero 0.25. Apply everything. And check. Next step I want to do, I want to add highlights to the inner slash, so it will be the brightest part of the effect. And to make this, I want to use a different texture that will be highlighting only the inner part. But in order to make it more optimal, I will go with channel packing. So I can bevel my main texture with negative numbers like this. And then I can do an RGBA merge and put the background texture into the R channel and the highlight texture into the green channel. And here in shader I need to make some adjustments. So R channel is my background texture and it uses main color, and G channel will be my highlight texture and it will be uses highlight colors, but I want to use linear interpolate or LERP logic here, and I will put background texture multiplied by main color into the A input, then highlight color into the B input, and the controlling parameter will be green channel. We have this texture and we have linear interpolated logic in the shader, and when values on the texture are 0, the shader will be using the first input. This is our background texture multiplied with background color. And in the areas where this texture has white values or 1, it will be using highlights color. And the control for this is this highlight texture. Let's check it. We can already see this highlight texture really soft, because the color now are the same, but if I put here white color, I can see that I have a different color which is responsible for the highlights. And I don't really like this texture because the brightest part is somewhere in the middle, but I want the brightest part to be in the beginning of the slash, so I don't want to use bevel here. Instead, I want to use a different gradient, gradients linear 3, run it through levels to make it a little bit different. And I want to multiply it with the same gradient I used in the main texture and put it into the G channel. I can see that my highlights texture is more thin now. This is what I wanted, but I wanted to fade out quickly, so I need to change this gradient a little bit. I will duplicate it and make some adjustments like this. So I can now pick another color, make the brightness really bright, Another control I want to add here is I want to control power of the highlights. And this is really simple. I can just add a power node here and add a float parameter and name it highlight power 1. Now I can make it really bright and thin in the same time. I feel like the outer slash is too far, so I want to align the rotations. I will make it similar. This was not a good idea. 0. Probably 0. I will make my inner slash even bigger. Something like this could be working. I want to make this panning faster. And for outer slash probably I want to go faster as well. So the slash itself will be more powerful. And it will feel like this is something related to water. Yes, I like the way it works now more. Now it feels more aggressive and I kinda like it. So I will apply my changes. And with inner slash added with core slash added, now it's look better than it was. So that's it for the core slash. At this point, the inner slash is fully dressed, the shader logic is set, and the effect has a clear internal structure. The core is stable and well defined. From here, I can start building outwards. In the next part, I'll shift the focus to the slash particles, adjusting their motion, painting their behavior, and introducing new elements like refraction to add depth and distortion to the effect. I hope you will enjoy. Thank you for being here, and see you in the next video. Bye bye!